Welcome to FinTech Matrix, where tech meets money and trends become power. You heard it here first. Today, July 23rd, 2025, and we're examining what's driving your financial world and reshaping technology across the globe. First, we break down major developments in finance, including Chevron's $53 billion victory over ExxonMobil, a fresh warning on Obamacare premium hikes in the US, and growing fiscal pressures in the UK. Next in tech, Alibaba drops its most advanced AI coding model yet. The US and UK respond to the delayed EU AI Act, and global regulators circle encryption and AI safety policies. Finally, actionable insights on what it all means for your wallet, your career, and your next move. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's unpack what matters to your wallet and your world the last 48 hours, here on FinTech Matrix. Let's start with what's moving the markets today. Here's your finance update. United States and the United States. Chevron secures Hess acquisition after legal victory over ExxonMobil. Chevron has won its $53 billion bid to acquire Hess Corporation, following a key arbitration ruling from the International Chamber of Commerce. The dispute centered on ExxonMobil's claim of preemption rights over Hess's 30% stake in Guyana's Stabroek oil block. The ruling clears the path for Chevron to complete the deal, marking one of the biggest energy consolidations of the decade. Guyana's offshore reserves are among the world's fastest-growing production zones. Health insurers seek largest ACA rate hikes since 2018. U.S. health insurers have submitted requests for sharp premium hikes, averaging 15 to 17% for 2026 ACA plans. The increases are largely driven by medical cost inflation and the expiration of pandemic-era subsidies. If approved, it would mark the steepest rise in Obamacare plan premiums since 2018. States have until August to review and finalize filings, placing political pressure on regulators ahead of the 2026 enrollment season. Markets react to mixed economic data. U.S. markets traded flat on July 22nd following earlier gains. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ had touched all-time highs on July 21st, buoyed by tech stocks and optimism around earnings. However, uncertainty over potential tariffs on Chinese goods and geopolitical risk have reintroduced caution across equity markets. The Dow closed slightly lower Tuesday as bond yields climbed. Block Incorporated joins the S&P 500. Block Incorporated, the fintech firm formerly known as Square, has officially joined the S&P 500 index. This move reflects the growing influence of fintech in mainstream markets. Shares of Block rose on the news, further highlighting investor appetite for digital payments and blockchain infrastructure. United Kingdom and the United Kingdom. Public borrowing surges as Reeves faces fiscal pressure. The UK recorded public sector net borrowing of £20.7 billion in June, £2 billion higher than forecast. Chancellor Rachel Reeves reaffirmed her commitment to fiscal discipline, but warned that difficult decisions remain on the table. Economists expect the government to keep all tax options open, including changes to capital gains and non-dom regimes, as it prepares for its autumn fiscal statement. FTSE mixed as global trade tensions weigh. The FTSE 100 posted marginal gains this week, but remained under pressure from external risks, particularly U.S. China tariff concerns and weaker-than-expected Eurozone data. Defensive sectors such as utilities and healthcare outperformed, while cyclical stocks lagged. Crypto markets, U.S.-led but global scope. Bitcoin holds near $64,000 as ETF flows normalize. Bitcoin hovered around $64,100 this week as ETF inflows stabilized. Analysts interpret the sideways action as a potential consolidation phase after strong institutional buying earlier in the month. Technical resistance remains near $66,000, while support holds around the $61-62K range. Senate advances crypto oversight draft legislation. The U.S. Senate unveiled draft language for the long-awaited Clarity Act, aiming to resolve the SEC-CFTC jurisdictional divide. The bill proposes clearer classifications for crypto assets and outlines operational rules for centralized exchanges. Industry groups broadly welcome the draft, calling it a constructive step for regulatory certainty. BitGo files for IPO. Digital asset custodian BitGo has confidentially filed for a U.S. IPO, seeking to become the first major crypto infrastructure firm to go public since Coinbase. The move reflects growing demand for regulated custodial solutions as ETFs and institutions increase exposure to digital assets. Finance segment wrap-up. Bottom line, U.S. finance is dominated by energy consolidation, health sector warnings, and fintech milestones. The UK faces renewed fiscal pressure, while crypto markets consolidate amid rising institutional legitimacy and legal clarity. Now shifting to the world of innovation, disruption, and digital infrastructure, here's your tech update. United States and the United States. Big tech braces for EU AI Act, but timeline shifts. U.S. tech giants, including Google, Meta, and Microsoft, are adjusting internal governance policies in anticipation of the EU's Artificial Intelligence Act, which is now expected to be enforced starting in 2026. While some firms had begun compliance work early, the delay provides additional runway for implementation. The U.S. government continues to pursue its own voluntary AI safety initiatives, with bipartisan support growing for a federal AI regulator. Tesla earnings preview: what Wall Street is watching. Tesla is set to report Q2 earnings this week. Analysts expect a decline in margins due to price cuts and rising battery costs. Deliveries came in strong, but attention will focus on profit per unit, progress in FSD rollout, and global expansion plans, particularly in India and Southeast Asia. United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, UK startups demand faster FCA approvals for AI and fintech. British tech startups are lobbying the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA, for faster sandbox access and regulatory clarity. Many firms cite delays in product launches due to the extended approval timeline. The UK government is under pressure to make London more competitive post-Brexit, especially as the EU scales AI legislation and the US accelerates crypto and fintech reform. In the global developments, Alibaba releases open-source Qwen3-Coder model. Chinese tech giant Alibaba has unveiled Qwen3-Coder, a new open-source AI model designed specifically for code generation. Early benchmarks suggest parity with GPT-4 on coding tasks, marking a major milestone for China's AI ambitions. The model was trained using 30 billion parameters and is expected to challenge US dominance in developer tools. Global encryption rules under review. Regulators in the EU, India, and Brazil are re-evaluating end-to-end encryption policies. Several governments are pushing for lawful access requirements during emergencies, while tech companies resist mandatory backdoors. The debate continues to pit public safety concerns against privacy rights and cybersecurity best practices. Tech segment wrap-up. AI remains the central battleground. With China advancing open-source development, the EU delaying enforcement, and US firms recalibrating compliance, the global AI race is now a regulatory marathon. Meanwhile, encryption and cloud security are emerging as the next flashpoints. Next up, the recap. And if you want to stay ahead, don't skip what's coming. And that wraps up today's breakdown. From Chevron's $53 billion win and rising ACA premiums to crypto's regulatory evolution and Bitco's IPO ambitions. And from Microsoft's AI reshuffle and Tesla's margin watch to China's coding leap and the global encryption fight. One thing's clear: the future of finance and technology isn't just arriving, it's evolving right under our feet. Whether you're rebalancing your portfolio or pivoting your tech strategy, staying informed is your edge. If today's deep dive helped you see the market a little clearer, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tap the bell so you never miss a beat. Drop a comment below. Should global governments force encrypted apps to allow emergency access? Or is that a dangerous path? And remember, this is FinTech Matrix, delivering money, tech, and trends to your doorstep. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.